Do 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 do. Move, we're live. Beautiful. And we're a minute early. All right. Hey, everybody. How's it going? This is Pat with High Level Freaks, and it is time for the High Level Freaks office hours. It's the final office hours before Christmas. And so come on, jump on in, and let's talk marketing and GHL. So, what have we gotten as far as GHL this week? There's been a few little updates. Let me see here. And let's see what we have for updates. Just a minute. Let me load our change log. There we go. Oh, we got some people jumping in. Yippee! What's going on, Mr. Steve Champagne?
I just been working on a client site trying to get it knocked out.
Oh, you got a client?
No, existing client.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Just no, I'm done with agency. I am not taking on any more agency clients
You're not gonna do
unless
some SEO and run me some ads and
no, unless they're going to be
guarantee me
paying
some leads.
unless they're paying me $2,500 a month to be a fractional CMO.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, not going to do it. Now, so like the kid I was looking to bring on to work with me, I'm not going to, but I gave him an account to work with, and I he says I need to bring in a pro. I says okay. So I says let's give me $1,000 and we'll work against that. And you're gonna do the work. You just come to me when you have a question. So I got him to pay me on Saturday like a $1,000 retainer for about I figured maybe 15 hours.
Yeah.
But
Nice.
I'm not doing the work though. I'm just coaching him.
Consulting and yeah, coaching.
Yeah. So I'm not doing the work.
Gotcha.
So I decided to move my brand over to Cloud Leads for HighLevel.
Ooh, there you go. So Cloud Leads is going to be what just the main brand then.
with an
Nice.
S, with an S.
Leads, Cloud Leads.
Because just in
Why
case
not with a
people,
Z? Like be all,
well, I did, well, when I built my
Cloud
platform, because
Leads.
it was with a Z with my platform.
Oh, okay.
But, and if you were to give someone say, hey, go to cloudleads.app, they wouldn't spell it with a Z, right? They spell it with an S. And cloudleads with an S.com is, is being sold for $50,000. So my public website, my sales site, my, you know, brochureware is going to be on cloudleads.com.
Yeah. And the Higgins is coming.
Higgy's coming on.
The man Higgins. My man Higgins.
Mr. Higgins. Higgy
What's going
baby.
on?
What's up, Higgy
Higgins.
baby? Higgy.
I say Higgins.
Yeah, that's me.
What's going on, Mr. Higgins?
Oh, just catching up on a few emails.
You're always doing that. Like, for as lazy as you say you are, you do an awful lot of work.
There's nothing lazy
Not
about this
really.
guy.
Yep.
He's a very good administrator. He's running a business. I love
That's
the
what I'm
pro.
going through now. Is just end of day reports and onboarding
I love
completed.
I love how you school board that guy on the post today. He was trying. I was like, dude, shut your face. It's I
Stuff
see
drives me nuts.
I see
What?
that stuff So when people hang out their shingle, like they know they're the be all
Mm-hmm.
in a group of 50,000 people, of which maybe 20% of us are really smart dudes.
Oh, you're talking about the live today?
No, 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 no,
No,
no.
no, 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 no. No,
What are you
this
talking
was so the post I posted in the Freaks group, I also posted in the High Level group.
Oh, okay.
And some guy, said complete waste of time. I'm like, oh, thanks for the unsolicited advice.
Well,
Yeah,
no, it's not.
And he's like, well, it's true. I'm like, well, okay, well, one guy said, well, you did ask for advice. I'm like, no, I'm pretty sure I asked for a feature chart, not how to run my business
Right.
or my
I
time
have.
or anything else. Like,
Oh, yeah, you schooled him, and Kathy came in behind you.
oh, I
Yeah,
know, because she knows exactly how I run my business, and
exactly. But then there was the guy out there, it's like that was like,
oh, I know,
you shouldn't be talking about
sell
features.
solutions, yeah, sell solutions,
Yeah,
and
like,
granted,
why aren't you
for
talking about
most
benefits?
people,
Aren't you talking benefits?
yeah, I mean, for a lot of people, that is the easier way to sell. For me, selling software is easy. It's just the way my business is set up. It's my background, so it's what
Well,
I
I mean,
adapt to. But
if you're looking to buy a piece of software to do something, you're going to be looking at the features of it. Does it do this?
exactly,
Does it do that? Does it do that? I mean,
yeah. If I'm
not
comparing
everything's
it
a
against
benefit.
HubSpot, I mean, I want to look at a feature list. If I'm comparing it against Kartra or Kajabi or Thrive,
You should be able to put the beat down on HubSpot pretty easy.
yeah, so there's a few features which most of my clients would never even need. Like, you get into some of the enterprise features of HubSpot, it does beat out HighLevel, because there's deeper data points that you can access in HubSpot. But most of my clients are not. And just because I have like a 300-page, line feature list doesn't mean I'm going to put it all on the one that I put on the website.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to categorize it and make it obviously look to where Pinnacle's winning, no matter if it is or not. I mean, that's the whole point of a feature list. You can kind of choose what you show and what you don't show, but it's also what's going to be relevant to my typical audience. My typical audience isn't going to care about oh gosh, what's the thing that Glenn always wants? Custom data points. Gosh, my mind just went blank. Where basically you could build in like vehicle data, house data,
That's coming though.
It is coming. It is coming.
2024.
But even then, my customers don't give a rat's ass about that. They have no use for that. Could they benefit from it? Sure. Are they going to build it? Hell no. Am I going to build it? Hell no. So, I mean, it's not something I would ever even put on the feature list, but yeah, it's just, it cracks me up. And of course there was, Kathy was coming in there and totally, she's like, well, if you're a software company, then yeah, you're kind of going to need a feature list more than the basic one. That's like, oh, we replaced this, and this, even though some things we may replace and other parts of it we may actually not. But I mean, it's a good oversight. But when you get into actual comparing software to software, that graph that HighLevel has always used, that doesn't cut it.
Right. I think you're going to need to have all the major software, but you're going to have like compare your like your pricing table that you showed me, like your pricing page, like HighLevel versus or Pinnacle versus HubSpot, Pinnacle versus Salesforce, Pinnacle versus Kajabi.
Well, and that's the other thing. So like you have to look at, like, you can't just look at the base entry level, because at what you're getting at the base entry level, HighLevel, is a lot of times the second or third tier up on the others, which come with a minimum. Zoom is a perfect example. To go up past the plus, you have to buy 10 licenses. Now, granted, the license price, when you break it out to an individual one, really isn't that bad. The problem is you got to buy 10 of them. So if you don't actually need 10 licenses in your business, you're spending a whole bunch of money for something you're not even using. And that's where you get into like HubSpot and Thrive comparisons. Sure, one user, 1,000 contacts. Okay, there may not be a big amount of difference, but you start getting into, okay, to get all these features, you have to go up to this tier, which automatically includes 5 users and up to 5,000 contacts at $900 a month versus $297 for the same feature set, unlimited users. And that's where you have to. But I did reach out to a company. They build custom comparison data charts for software. And so I reached out to them and trying to get a price from them because it's just a hell of a lot of data.
It is a lot of, yeah, you could be working on it a long time ago.
Yeah. And so if I can just get it into a data set, then I can say, okay, these features matter, these don't. Let's shrink that down, and then let's figure out, okay, how many competitors do we actually want to put on here, and which ones are the most important? Which ones are we typically flipping people from, or which ones come up in conversation when they're talking about switching or comparing?
I would imagine that would go, that's kind of like, are you using more like smaller businesses, or are you selling to more enterprise?
Enterprise, you'll need this, I think, more.
It's a mix. Well, you'd be surprised. A lot of small businesses are going through this comparison because the thing of it is that the way the economy is now, people are doing more and more research.
Oh, yeah.
They're not spending less money. They're just doing more research. And so, like I was messaging Pat earlier, the goal is to get this done and then go into actual comparison pages. Where it's more paragraph form and a comparison chart at the bottom. So like I'll have a Pinnacle versus HubSpot, Pinnacle versus Thrive. These will all be separate landing pages with contact forms, comparison chart, paragraph, couple screenshots, nothing crazy, just general overview. And that's another thing that this company does is they kind of take a look and feel approach to it as well as a raw data. So, but I think it's what I need to kind of get ready for this next point that I'm going to. So,
very nice. Dwayne.
Hey, how's it going? Good.
Pretty good. You got any wins this week?
No, it's been pretty quiet. Actually, been working on a directory site for this last week.
Like fun.
Yeah, it's been really fun. So I've been really focused on that. So
gotcha. I do have all of the review card snapshots completely done. So if you do want to go through, walk through on that and everything, I can kind of show you what I've got going on. So
yeah, definitely. If you want to send it over or show it now.
No, I don't want to show it now.
Okay, send it over. I'll review it.
But yeah. Well, I can jump on a Zoom with you later and kind of walk you through like all the different pieces of it. So, but yeah.
Okay. No, I'm excited to see it.
Mr. Turner, what's going on?
Hey, Pat. Hey, everybody. How's everybody doing?
Oh, pretty good. What you got going on this week?
I closed a client today, pay-per-click client.
Awesome.
Very nice.
And gonna roll him gave him a 2-month try it, see if you like it on SaaS. Nice. Dwayne, hit me up. I've built directories before. Hit me up if you would like another once over about it.
Okay, I definitely will.
Yeah.
It's pretty general. I mean, it's basically pre-built. So.
Oh yeah.
I'm going through what was that? BD, Brilliant Directories.
Oh yeah, I've heard of them.
I'm not familiar.
Yeah.
The SEO, my SEO mastermind. That's how he does his lead gen. He kind of backdoors into SEO by doing directory.
Yeah, I want to do it where it ties to the review site. So bring all that into the directory. So as they're getting a review card, they're going to get a listing on the directory also.
Very nice.
There is, I was going to say, one of the early on, like maybe 2-3 years ago, one of the spotlights in GoHighLevel, her name is Amy. I can't remember her last name, but her model was directories, pay-per-click through Facebook, and she then sells them a $500, basically info marketing kit, blueprint, and then rolls them into SaaS after that.
Yeah.
Which is Very interesting.
It's just nice to have a product that they could actually have on hand that's not SaaS or not, features where they see it instantly. It's like, oh, it's a listing. I'm used to that.
Mhm.
Oh,
Mhm.
and
Yeah,
now it ties to
businesses-
this. Oh, wow.
Businesses love to get themselves into directories.
Yeah.
So for sure. I did one thing I'm doing with the card thing is I was kind of poking around, the local libraries have access to like all these business directories like 𝙩𝙤𝙤𝙀𝙀. And so with your library card, you can log into the online library and then go to 𝙩𝙤𝙀𝙀 and you can query nationwide business data. So you can get businesses that are private, that are public, all the different things, right? So, 1 year in business, however, there's tons and tons of features. So one of those things is I'm pulling that data, and you're not getting emails because part of their selling point is that they'll run an email campaign for you, but you can still download all the data. So I'm getting local businesses, and I have a really nicely formatted letter. Actually, ChatGPT did an insane job on this little letter saying they were selected to test our demo card, right? And so I can drop a card in. These cost me 30 cents. Drop it in, mail it to somebody, and then let them activate it. And then they go into my nurture sequence to get them into the full paid program. So we're going to see how that goes after Christmas.
You haven't did any advertising on it yet?
I started running some ads. So initially I started running, with the targeting of the businesses, new businesses under 2 years. And that I just basically burnt a little bit of money and got nobody on there at all. So I've switched to just basically wide open targeting and letting the copy and the creative handle it. And so far I got 4 or 5 people in after running it. The new ad started running Monday, so I've got 4 or 5 people in, and I'm actually actively emailing a guy who's got a boat and car detailing business up in New Hampshire. So he responded after like the third nurture email and said, "Yeah, I'm interested." And it's like the link's in there, so I'm just emailing him and trying to find out more about his business, and I can send him a quick marketing audit and then get him on there.
Hey, just tell him if it's good enough for Santa Claus, it's good enough for him.
Exactly. So getting a little bit of traction, just a little bit. So I got one on the hook. So
Cool.
Yeah, it's always great when something shows a pulse, right?
Oh God, you got that right. But I mean, I think everybody's coasting into Chris. I've been dragging ass all day today. I mean, I literally was sitting there just staring at my screen and kind of just almost woke up like, wait, what have I been doing for an hour? So
Probably 3D printing, I imagine.
I have not printed anything in like 24 hours. So
Going through withdrawals.
yeah, anybody got some filament I can print? So
Actually, I got a lot of filament I haven't used.
really, what are you?
Yeah. I got the printer and I never used it.
What kind of printer?
I don't even know. I tossed it away or put it in the back room and haven't pulled it out.
Oh my God.
I know.
Well, box it up, send it to me. I'll use it.
Yeah.
Could you do some daisy chain manufacturing?
Dude, yeah, you certainly could. I mean, I've seen people with, four with a room with like 5 or 6 of them. So going to town.
You release that back from my way.
So, cool. And we have Carlene on the line. Carlene, what is going on? You're new?
Hi, how are you?
Good. What's up?
Oh, I got on y'all's site or your Facebook group. Let me see if this works. This is a new little laptop. Oh,
There you go.
the camera on this laptop's terrible. Oh well.
It looks
It's
looks vintage. How about that?
Yeah, it does. I am trying to start a SaaS agency hopefully starting in January.
Cool.
And I've been following HighLevel for quite a while. I got my first client this past month, and it's taking me forever just to set her up with calendar automation and redo her website. So I used to be a school teacher, so I'm learning a whole new mindset of business ownership.
Yeah, for sure.
And a lot of
my 2 sisters are teachers, so
yes.
I show them the HighLevel stuff, and they just kind of, I don't get it. So yeah.
Yeah. That's what for COVID I found out I love software and I love building sites and all this. So it's kind of been a few years transition. but this year I'm going for it all the way.
Awesome.
And I love to get in these meetings and learn and absorb stuff and get to it. My main question, I guess, is like finding 4 services to offer in my offer that are easy to implement, because I find myself being so nervous about offering things like a free website when I'm finding it takes like 15 hours to create a free website. So I'm sure y'all have been through that journey before.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, as far as like if you want out of the box high level features, I would say, things like missed call text back, the review management.
IVR.
If you're already setting up appointment follow up and things like that, you can do the review requests after the appointment is done.
Yes.
Then like the social media management system that's built in. Gosh, now we got the IVR system, so you got the phone menu system, and see what else, Charles. What else we got that we could?
I mean, as far as ease of setup, I would probably do reputation management, social media planner,
Missed call text
if
back.
they blog.
Ooh,
if they blog, I would do a newsletter service.
Okay.
That would be super easy to set up, and you would never have to touch it again. As long as the emails are getting in there, because basically you can set a template, and you would just take the RSS from the person's blog that they're already doing, and you just turn it into a newsletter.
Oh, okay.
And the nice part is if they don't blog, like they send this out once a month, but let's say they go on vacation, holidays, whatever reason, they don't put out any blog content that month, the newsletter just won't go out.
Oh,
but
wow.
the following month, when they do start blogging again, it'll automatically pick right back up. So that's something you could do. The social media planner is really the only standalone tool that you can make to where it's just that they see and only need access to just that. That is the only thing that you can strip down to itself and not show anything else in the system, and them still be able to use the full benefit of it.
Yeah.
But reputation management, missed call text back. If you, I don't know that is, because if they're not using the system, they're just using a particular feature. I don't know that I would do that one, simply because it's a different number.
Yeah.
They're not going to be using the app, and you still have to do the phone registration and everything. So I don't know that I would mess with all that. For a low ticket offer, might be more than what it's worth. But reputation management's simple. I mean, you could, even if you're not doing the request, you can say, hey, let me tell you, it looks like you're actually, I would go to people that are getting reviews that aren't leaving responses and say, hey,
there you go.
You are missing a golden opportunity. Google likes seeing reviews. Well, guess what else they look at? The response. You're not responding to any of them. That's telling all your customers that you don't care what people say about you, good or bad. What if I could automatically, within 5 minutes, respond to every single one of those for you, and you not have to lift a finger? And even if they're bad, I'll make sure that it responds in a polite way that tells them to get in touch with you so that you can resolve the problem or address their concern without admitting any kind of fault or guilt. That's a great low ticket offer.
Yeah.
Because it's a set up and leave it. Like there's nothing.
Right. That's what I'm looking for.
You hook up their Google and their Facebook and let it fly.
And then don't forget setting up the review widget, because they like HighLevel's got a really good review widget set up now. It used to be trash. Now it looks really good, and you can literally, you can configure it so that it does it like a nice little masonry setup with, with a leave a review button and show only something like reviews without like show reviews, only reviews with comments and things like that. And then you can copy the code and just email it to them and go, here you go, put this on your website. Or if you're making them the website in HighLevel, you just add the code to it anyway. You add the review widget from the web builder. And that way they've got like their site basically turns into a trust magnet because people can get to the front of the site. They scroll down to see the services, et cetera. And then boom, there are all those nice positive reviews. And everybody gets to see, you know, the reputation sitting there.
So the other thing you could do is if you don't want to even mess with calendars, if they're like, I just need more calls. Like I have people filling out forms, but I don't know about it till 4 hours later and they've already found someone else.
Right.
You could use the chat widget. Okay. And use it not on the live chat side, just on the form submission side of the chat widget. They fill out their name, their phone number. Who cares about email? Just get their name, phone number, and the message. What you can then do is you can have an automation trigger off of that that calls the business owner.
Okay.
And the person in their ear that says, hey, you have a new call, it can actually read the entire message that they put into that message box. So right when the business owner picks up the phone, they will hear, you have a new call, you know, from Susie Q about, and you can pull that data from that form into that. So it tells them why they're even calling this person.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm actually looking to reach Susie. I saw where you left a message on our website that you were looking for help with this.
Yes. Can they do that with a text message, like automatically to
You could send them a text message. The only thing you'll want to make sure with the phone call, if they're not going to be using the app, the only thing you'll want to make sure you do is use a verified caller ID. Because that way, when the system is calling the customer, they actually see the business's real phone number and not the tracking number, which will lessen the need for them to use the app ongoing. It's just making sure that basically it's forcing the business owner to take action on a new form submission on their website because the system is calling them. Yes. And then once they press any key to connect, it then calls that customer to connect them.
Awesome. That's a really great, that would be really great for a lot of industries.
It's a little bit more to set up, but again, once it's set up, it's pretty much
It's easy. Let's just set it right now. I was wondering like how you actually do the whisper, but here you go. So in your workflow, you'd set up a trigger for customer replied, right? And so customer replied, then you want to add the channel. Reply channel is the chat widget. And then all you got to do is you set up a call, and I'll just do this like this, delete this. And so you want to, first you want to assign it to a user. So I'd say like assign it to me, maybe.
Right.
At, or your business owner. And then the next thing you want to do is you want to call, and the call whisper would be message from, or, you know, inbound message. And then you could say, let's see, message body. And there you go. And then actually you want to set your call time out to be like 15 seconds.
Oh, I would do 45.
45 seconds to let it ring a little bit. And so there you go. So if I did the web chat, then basically it's going to get assigned to me, and then it's going to call me and go, Carlene, you know, a message or inbound message, and you'd be like, hi, this is Carlene. I want to do blah, 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 you know, whatever. But you could say call from, or sorry, like message from, and then you could say contact, full name, and then have the message. And so I'd say message from Carlene, and then it would, you know, basically read me whatever you put into the web chat.
And that way they're hearing the customer's name and what their actual request was. Then they still have to press a button on the device to call and connect with that customer. So if they're busy, they just miss it. You know, if they don't press a button and they just hang up, it's not going to call the customer. But if they press a button, they're committing to that phone. But at least you're saying, hey, I've pushed, you know, you had all these leads come in through the website chat. I've called your phone every time, and you only chose to take the call this many times.
Yeah.
Because that'll all be in your call reporting.
There's no way to actually check on the call connect status of this, is there, Charles?
It'll be in call. Well, no.
If else, oh no, I guess
maybe
not.
A goal event.
That would be a different. That'd be a different workflow. I think, or a different. I'm not sure what that trigger would be because it's not doing anything there. So that would basically be like a. It would connect you immediately to that business. And
it's just another thing. I mean, it's something super simple that you could set up, and it's just another way of utilizing the platform. Kind of different for, you know, I mean, it's another low ticket offer.
Yeah. That's extremely low ticket. You would want to put some call, you know, hours of operation in front of that.
Oh, sure.
I would.
Yeah.
You could do. Yeah.
Yeah. You could say if, let's see, date, time, current day of week, is not weekend. So that'd be Monday through Friday, depending on the setup of the thing here. So if it's a regular business hours, then there you could go, and then you could do another check to make sure like your hours.
And you could still call them the next day. So you could put in a wait until business hours and then force the phone call. And now that there's drip mode in there, you could put a drip mode action in there and drip them in there. So if they had a bunch of messages come in after hours, they wouldn't get all the phone calls all at the same time. You could drip them out throughout the morning.
You could have this if it's weekend. You could actually send a text back to the person and say,
I'm nerding out here, but
sorry,
you
closed.
Are. Yeah,
we'll call you Monday or something like. You know, you can have whatever message you want, and then you could still do an internal notification and send a text message or an email or a notification to the app to your business, your assigned user, and then say you missed a call, and you know, that sort of thing. So you can do all kinds of crazy features.
Here's what I want you to do. I want you to write down on your piece of paper what time zone are you in?
I'm in Texas, so
okay, Central. So I want you to write down 30 minutes. So when you go back to the Facebook group to rewatch this part, it's about at the 30-minute mark.
Okay.
So go ahead and write that down with your notes.
Definitely. Y'all are awesome. Yeah. I love it.
Well, you can message me and I'll get you connected with the 𝙒𝙖𝙣𝙩 snapshot. It has a whole bunch of stuff already built in.
Oh, okay.
Lots of flows and things like that already built in. So
awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm excited to become a high-level master at one point someday.
You're almost there. I mean, you're on the call here, so you're taking the right steps.
Yes. Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool.
Thank you.
How did you get the first client?
Actually from a networking group. So just a local networking group that I did a presentation about social media. And so then they really liked the presentation. And so the ladies started talking about me to their friends and things of that nature. So,
very cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Very nice.
One thing I will tell you, if just something to keep in mind, okay? And this should be very reflective of you from teaching, okay? If you're fulfilling, you aren't growing.
That's so true.
If you're sitting there grading papers all day, you're not teaching.
Right.
You can get into the same mess that teachers inherently have to get into. So just be mindful of that. When you're looking at providing services, try to keep everything priced to where you can outsource it. You know, whether it's to a VA pod or anything, because a lot of people get themselves burnt out quick trying to do it all themselves. They'll lose customers and clients. They'll feel like they're on this horrible streak, and it's really not. It's just they put themselves in fulfillment mode. And
Right.
now they can't do anything but fulfill. They're just backlogged. But they didn't price it to where they could say, you know what, I could have a VA that does this all the time, that knows the system, knock this out in an hour or two.
Right. You're
So
so
just
right.
keep that in mind.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's the change of mindset to a business owner and not just a worker. That's
Correct.
what I'm
Yep.
learning.
Yep.
That's some good advice.
Yep.
Yes.
Well, just think about it as a school board. I mean, you know, they're great at, you know, telling everybody what they should do, and you know, they're not going to lift a finger themselves to help you out, but you know, they're great at, you know, passing it along to someone else usually. So
Yes.
become the school board in a way.
Yeah. Yeah. That's it. And my whole goal is to help nonprofit organizations. That's my real goal. And I'm just trying to get my business going so I can do that also. So
If
we'll see.
don't get sucked into the nonprofits have no money. Nonprofits have a lot of money.
Yeah.
They got money to spend. Trust me.
That's kind of where I want to help. And I was wondering if well, I was going to put it on the HighLevel chat of if people use HighLevel with nonprofits. That's
Oh yeah, they got money. Let me tell you.
yeah.
So a lot of times they have more money than regular businesses.
Yeah, I think so.
They do.
Yeah.
They really do.
Yeah, a lot of money.
Yeah.
So yeah. And I will say, while the HighLevel group in general can be a good resource, take a lot of it with a grain of salt.
Yep.
Okay.
It is a free for all in that group a lot of times. So just be mindful. Take everything with a grain of salt. You know, if you hear the same thing 100 times, then maybe there's some truth behind it. But and don't ever be very wary of hiring an individual VA.
Okay.
Especially out of the HighLevel group.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Like, look at the leaderboards that they post. So like people that are interacting with the group had the most interactions with the group, that leaderboard, the affiliate leaderboard. Search for them in the keyword VA if you want to, because those are at least people that are in the platform enough that they know who to use and who not to use, and
Yeah.
like they can see all the warning signs, you know. Yeah, because there's stay out of the inboxes. Don't let people get in your inboxes.
Yeah.
Because
As soon as you ask for
everybody will try to charge you for
Yeah.
something, and
your
it's
inbox
just
will
it's
catch
crazy.
fire.
Yeah, it's crazy. So there's good companies out there. Pat is a great resource. Steven, myself, Dwayne, Jay, we'll all shoot you straight. I'll always tell you to go with the company because you have more to get backed up by if something goes wrong.
Mhm.
But yeah, just be very wary of people offering solutions in your inbox.
Okay.
There's a price tag attached to it.
I
Generally.
get that. Thank you.
Yeah. But congratulations.
Yeah.
Awesome on the first client.
Thank you.
Very cool. Well, shoot, we already caught up with everybody else. So, gosh, what else is going on? Was there a
Hey,
town hall?
Yes,
gotta
that's yeah. Go ahead.
I gotta take off, you guys. I'm going to dinner. So
All right, enjoy.
Bye.
good seeing you.
Yep.
Hey, Merry Christmas.
Yeah,
All
Merry
right,
Christmas.
thanks. See you guys.
Bye. So there was a town hall today on social media, and you were on there, Charles. I was watching your mug before I got on this one.
Where do they post the schedule to that? I need to get on those town halls.
Don't know, but the one the question I want to ask you, and they've been promising this now forever and a day, and that is this will play it. Arlene, this is something you would want to take advantage of too once it's available, and that's taking a positive review and turning it into a social media post. And they've been promising this since August. Supposedly, I heard it's going live by the end of the month. Is that what I heard, Charles?
It's there. It's just in the beta.
It's broken in the beta. You both and I, we both.
Well, I haven't been back in it since they originally launched it in the beta. Like I played with it that week and I didn't go back to it.
I went in, it pulled in post and never posted.
Yeah, I know they added the ability to apparently upload your own background.
I heard that.
So they're definitely going to need to do that a lot. What are they still just posting the review and then posting the review as
well? So what we were talking about is they're actually going to at some point what they're going to do is you're going to be able to filter on keywords. And so it doesn't work for Facebook right now. They actually broke it on Facebook on purpose because there's so many spam reviews.
Yep.
Where it's talking a lot like Bitcoin and all this other garbage. So they actually, that's why nobody could connect their Facebook. They actually made it to where you couldn't connect your Facebook because they didn't want those going out as social posts for obvious reasons.
Right.
So that was good to find out. But they're going to set it to where you can put in keywords to make it basically ignore. So if it has things like crypto or things like that, you can say, do not generate a post for reviews that contain these keywords.
Or even a phone number.
Going to, right. Yeah. I mean, you can put in all sorts of parameters of what to exclude. But then they're also looking at content AI to take the review and summarize it or pull out key points. They said what's probably going to happen first is they're going to add the ability for you to like have a manual review of it so you can pull out the highlight, but then they're going to start working in content AI to kind of do it automatically. For the people that want to. For the people that don't want to, there'll be that kind of like pick your version that you want where it's pulled out snippets. But yeah, so we talked about that today at the town hall. But I posted the link in the chat for the events. It's all these are on the calendar. You just got to subscribe to the calendar.
Where's the calendar?
You just drop
GoHighLevel.com/events.
There we go. Add events to Google Calendar. I don't want to add Google events to my calendar. That's a lot of Google events.
So
that's a lot of events.
They got another town hall Thursday and another one Friday.
What's the town hall on Thursday about?
I don't know. I can't remember what they're over.
Okay.
Calendars and appointment report.
Okay.
And then Friday is SaaS mode.
Okay.
They're
getting ready. They're getting ready to drop
Tuesday.
They're getting ready to drop the ability to create kind of a clone of a profile, right, for users. So when you're putting team members into an account, sub account.
Yep. Ooh, next Wednesday they're talking about HIPAA.
Ooh, I'm definitely going to want to be on that.
Yeah. I've gotten several requests about HIPAA here lately. I'm not liking it.
Yeah.
Cool.
And case in point, I'm about ready to snag some type of HIPAA agreement for my Cairo, for his website. By the way, Charles, great job with where you're going. Will those individual, let me bring up that, because I had a question about that.
Yeah.
Give me a sec. Your pricing, you're bringing them, they're all going to be the same price, right? You're $297 for all these different. So you got entrepreneur, small business. What is an ERC consultant?
The ERC
employee retention credit.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. So financial planner, I mean, life insurance, mortgage lenders, real estate, they're all going to be in tough straits here in the near future. So basically they click on this, it drives them into the order page. Will you be putting the pricing on your order form?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll be on the right-hand side. So it'll be a two-step order form, but the price will be right there on the right-hand side.
Yeah.
So they can see it without filling out the first step.
Yeah. That's good. Now, I went and looked at Extendly, and are they done with big monster snapshots, or
Yep.
or they're moving towards that little? So what do they do? Took what snapshot did they take and break up into smaller chunks?
Ultimate small business.
They took the ultimate small business and then broke that all up into 4 separate chunks, I think.
Yep.
It's like $200 a piece, each little chunk.
Yep.
Kind of plug and play, right? So you can grab what you need, and
yeah, if you want to just sell reputation management, you just put in the reputation management module, and that's it. You don't have to load the rest of the snapshot. So it gives you a little bit more easier to customize and package.
Okay. One of them I liked was the admin snapshot. I thought that was pretty. That was a good. I never thought about some of the admin stuff associated with it. So okay, cool. Yeah, so I got for now. Cool.
Yeah, we'll redo the checkout pages and everything, to where there's more information, more context on them. We're probably gonna have. I want to try to have a video for each of them as well. So like a little explainer video, feature benefit video for that particular business type. Like, hey, here's what it includes.
You gonna use some third-party B-roll?
That, or I'll have someone on the team make it. We've got to do some videos with the VAs anyway. So,
are these individual business types going to have some specific parts of the snapshot, like a landing page or a funnel?
Yep.
Any
they're gonna have basic landing funnels with contact us forms that are more verbed towards their particular industry.
So that's
like get your free mortgage assessment, or whatever. That's more catered to their get a life insurance, get a free life insurance quote, stuff like that. It's just very simple contact form, a calendar if they want to go ahead and book an appointment. I mean, it's very simple. It's nothing extravagant, but it's enough to get them started to where they're actually using the system, and then they can build on top of it, which is what we encourage all our accounts to do.
All right, so basically they're getting the same basic snapshot, probably the small business snapshot you're giving them, and then really the only customized piece that you're going to be plugging into their individual snapshot is going to be some type of funnel, lead funnel.
Yeah, and it's not. I mean, they're all going to be the exact same except for
switching out
the
logo and an image,
and that's about it. A phone number. I mean, it's going to be very minimal swapping.
Are you throwing in a basic IVR into your snapshot? No.
No. Now you can't really do that and automate the setup because you don't know what the heck their phone system's going to be like.
Right.
So, I mean, that is it's not hard to set up, but you have to know how their phone system operates in order to properly set it up. Like,
and I probably wouldn't set one up without doing 11 Labs voices, as opposed to just because their robot
I'm not
voice
using their
is
out of the
just
box.
Oh God, that's awful.
But we have we had a financial broker sign up yesterday. And they have a voice over IP system, so they are going to use the IVR system because they have a bunch of analysts, and then they have 2 brokers. But the analysts are the ones that are doing all the calls, so they're going to be using they're actually going to be using the follower feature, because the brokers will actually own the leads, but the analysts will be followers on them. They're going to be using the third-party data on dashboards once that's released, because they're going to be pulling in financial data from third-party sources right there on the dashboard.
Okay.
So that the way they can actually pull a financial dashboard into HighLevel. Which when I was talking to them, I was like, man, that's pretty freaking cool. Like, who'd have thunk that you could bring a whole stock market, exchange rates, and everything else right inside of HighLevel?
Yeah, I think by the end of 2024 we'll be enterprise.
So
with custom objects, you'll be able to build that inventory. That thing I reached out to you a week ago. You'll be able to build a car inventory or any type of inventory system in there.
Yep. So, but they're excited. I mean, they came over from Salesforce.
Well, that's it. I mean, and I'm with you. I plan on going full tilt on SaaS, forget about agency in all shapes and forms of it. And I think when you're starting to go and do competitive analysis against people who have CRMs like Salesforce, you need to be able to understand that platform and show them the benefits and why. But I mean, just from a price point of view, I mean,
well, and the thing is, I mean, they're a small firm.
Okay.
Like employee count wise, they're not that big.
Okay.
But like revenue wise, they're no small firm.
Yeah.
And I think that's where a lot of the some of the misconception comes in. I didn't know these people. These people didn't even get referred to me. I don't know how the hell they found me. Other than searching. Because it showed up as organic on my side, on my tracking side. I don't know. They found their way into the system somehow and booked a demo. But they had more technical, integration questions, which is usually the only time I get a actual demo request is when it's more, it's not so much a sales call as it is we just need to make sure you can do this before we go down this rabbit hole.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, they're already, the only thing they were upset about is they can't export their notes. I was like, well, I can't help you there. I said, if you can get it out of your system, I can get it in. I said, but I can't. But inherently, I'm sorry, CRM switches are not fun. You're always going to lose data. It just is what it is. So, but yeah, I mean, they were tickled to death with the.
So why were they moving away from Salesforce?
The head broker is not a tech guy. He hates it, won't use it. And they just employee satisfaction with the platform overall. If your employees don't want to use it, it doesn't matter what you try to put in place. It's not going to last long. So yeah, that's why they were moving away from it. It wasn't so much a cost thing as it was just people hated it. They could never get support. They had they were basically left to their own devices.
So did you let them know that Pinnacle is more market forward versus? Okay.
Yeah, it was all about support. I mean, I really hammered home on the onboarding experience. They're going to go with the because they do invoicing and all sorts of stuff. So they're going to go with
the proposal.
Yeah, they're going to go with small business. They were excited about the onboarding. They were excited about live chat and Zoom support, and the fact that we actually had other people in the financial industry that they're already in Slack chatting up other people. So
do they have a technology person, in-house technology person that
They do and they don't. So the girl I spoke with, she kind of handles it. Because she came from a corporate structure, so she's used to dealing with CRMs all day, every day. So she's kind of the technical contact, but
okay.
Yeah.
So, because what's going to happen, they're going to want custom workflows and custom all,
Oh no, they already know we don't do that.
Okay, as long as they know
they know we have Pinnacle teams.
Okay.
See, I don't have to worry about any of that anymore.
You suck. And you won't share your teams.
Pat said earlier, he's like, must be nice to have a team.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, our goal by end of second quarter is to have over 100 pages on our website.
Oh God.
But you got to, if you're going to compete in software, I mean,
well, I think
you gotta have.
If you're going after enterprise,
points.
Yeah, if you're going to go after the enterprise or medium-sized businesses, and you're trying to go take HubSpot's and Salesforce's lunch, you definitely need to bring your game up.
Yeah.
But in the small SMB space, anyone who's doing under $2 million a year, that's, I don't think it's really an issue. But yeah, going after the players that you want to go after.
Well, and I think I'm really going after kind of a happy medium in between. I don't really want to market to that typical medium corporate, enterprise level, because it'll also push away my small businesses and entrepreneurs. Because it'll feel like it'll stink of it. So if I can elevate it from a small business standpoint just a little bit more, but still feel down to earth and like I'm supporting small, local small businesses and entrepreneurs, the word of mouth and the referrals will get me those enterprise.
Yeah, well, and you're
not become a household name. That's what I want.
And your price point is staying at $300 a month.
Yeah.
I mean, so when someone's been paying enterprise level pricing, with Salesforce, and they coming to you, so basically what you're telling me, Charles,
she laughed when I told her how much we were charging. She's like, "That's it."
Oh yeah,
like yeah. Sorry,
Yeah.
hate to burst your bubble, Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's because $300 is a single seat on Salesforce. Retail.
Yep.
A single seat.
Yep.
And Salesforce is not market centric. It's not market forwarding. It's more geared towards reporting, where I would say that's that's definitely not our strengths, unless it's marketing reports. But
so it's just, I mean, I just want to get more and more content out there and be more discoverable. I mean, we already get a lot of traffic to our site. Finish optimizing the website, make some enhancements to it, kind of keep tweaking it. And
that's why I wanted to talk to you about your optimization. So you're using Cloudflare to optimize, right? Your pages. So you're using
and I tell you, I never knew this till we started going through it, because I was like, man, there's got to be more in this Cloudflare that I'm
open up.
enabling.
Share your screen and go over Cloudflare.
I wonder if you've ever seen this, Pat, because I never saw this in Cloudflare. Because I've always used Google Tag Manager.
Okay.
I don't use Google Tag Manager anymore. And I accomplished the same thing.
I always have trouble with Google Tag Manager. What is it on Cloudflare?
So if we go, well, you have to let me share my screen.
Oh, there you go. You got it.
Okay. So if we go into Cloudflare here, let me just go into.
And Pinnacle is the one that you're doing. What you doing? The $20, $25 a month?
Yeah.
Okay.
But this is actually, I think this is on the free one. I don't think you have to be paid. So 𝙒𝙬 is where you can offload your third-party tools. So it's actually loading it on the Cloudflare server, not on your actual website.
Huh. Okay.
So it's offloading all this work.
Pixels?
Yeah.
So basically what you do, you put
Pixels, analytics, you can do. So here's what they have in it. So they have, Bing, custom HTML, custom image, Facebook Pixel, Google Ads, Google Analytics, GA4, Google Maps reserved with Google. You can do HTTP requests. They've got some HubSpot integrations, LinkedIn Insights.
So basically it's it's Google Tags on steroids.
Kind of. Yeah.
Okay.
I gained like 5 to 8 points just by doing this. Couldn't believe it. I was like, holy cow, this has been sitting here this whole time.
So
wow.
Are you setting page rules or caching rules? How have you sped up your page?
Yeah, so my caching is set to 1 year on my caching. Let's see, configuration. Caching level set to standard. I don't have it ignore the query string because I want it to cache as much as possible. So I want it to cache a different version every time a different query string is pulled.
Okay.
1 year on the browser cache, crawler hints. This is something new that just came out. Always online, not development mode.
And that's all you did to speed up your page, or did you
No,
just
and then I went in through so if we go into the image resizing, put everything to lossless.
does that convert it? Scroll back up. Does that scroll it to convert everything to WPs, WebPs?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so that's something I do personally before I go live. I go through and take every image I'm ever going to do, and I run it and convert it into.
So you have to be careful with that. This is not always a good thing. A lot of times, so WebP is a newer rule.
Yeah.
Okay, it's a newer class.
Yeah.
It does not optimize as well as older classes like PNG. So you can actually get a smaller file sometimes out of PNG than you can WebP.
Yeah.
It depends on how the image was originally created. If it's already been optimized and downscaled to lossless as a PNG, if you convert it to a WebP, look at your file size, it'll probably be bigger.
Yeah. I agree.
So I tell people, I'm like, be careful on that. Like, now, if you're starting with JPEG, yes, you will definitely gain traction going to WebP. But if you're already using PNG, you may actually be best off just leaving it PNG because it's able to way further compress than WebP is.
It's the backgrounds when you take an image from, forget the
Pexels.
Pexels, yeah. You got to download. You got to download that, and you have to compress it.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, they're also like 5,000 pixels wide, so
yeah, the monster.
Probably no more than 1920 by 1080 if you're doing a background, and then you can still run it through imagecompressor.com or Kraken and do lossless compression and get it really smashed down a lot. And then for like regular web images, I don't do anything. I try to keep my images like no more than 600 pixels wide because most people are on mobile. So yeah,
doesn't have to be any bigger.
See, I'm the opposite.
Does not need to be big.
80% of my traffic is desktop and laptop.
Yep, that's true. I agree for your market, absolutely.
But so on content optimization, I did flip on Cloudflare fonts.
Okay.
So that's again putting the weight on Cloudflare and not on the actual website.
Which is Google.
Yep. And then early hints. So that's additional caching.
You probably don't want to. Oh, you're doing the auto minify, huh?
Yeah.
That's
that's one thing that HighLevel is stopped. They rolled that back because they did it wrong one time.
Yeah, I do it on here.
Yeah.
So, and then of course I don't have a WordPress. So, and then protocol, just turned all the protocol stuff on.
And so, did you run your site through Pingdom or some other measurement?
Google.
And what was your before?
So let me do this. Hold on. New share. Oh, I was at like 56, 60.
For desktop.
Before. Yeah. Yeah, it was
desktop.
horrible.
Yeah, your desktop was
it was rough. So now
you're missing a T.
Oh yeah. We'll see what it comes up as. It varies day to day.
Well, yeah. I mean, first of all, they measure.
Mobile's not. We haven't even touched mobile yet. I'm like, let me just worry about getting that'll be the last thing we do because
mobile's always off because they test with still test with 3G and things like that. It's like
they force it to load slow. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you guys use GT metrics to test page speed? That's what I've always used all these years.
I do. I find it's relatively similar. Yeah, so it reads 84 today, but everything is 1.7 seconds is the largest contentful. Time to first byte is 0.6. Interaction to next pane is 141 milliseconds.
Good. I mean, that I'd be happy with that.
Layout shift 0.06.
That's big.
I mean, it ain't, I mean, yeah.
But no, that's good. But your mobile is still that bad? 36?
Yeah. Let's see here. Let's see what.
Because it is noticeably faster.
Oh, yeah, it snaps right up. Test out of Vancouver.
Yeah. That's their pre.
Getting there.
So pretty much everything you did for optimization for the most part was.
Oh, it doesn't even show it.
Oh, that's new. That's new. They're making you. Looks like it's a D.
Oh well.
But this is good. That's good. And you said it was in the 60s, so you really sped up your page.
Oh yeah. Well, and the other part of it was going into the site itself and just removing everything that was unnecessary. Like a lot of people will leave hidden elements. It's still loading. Even if it's hidden, it's still loading. Like it's still data that it has to go through to load your site.
Well, if you want to optimize a site for both desktop and mobile, sometimes you have to have those different sections. Like I'm building a site right now for my client, and I have mobile sections and I have desktop sections.
Are you doing that for the order in which it's laid out, or are you doing it more for the alignment of text and?
Well, some is alignments of text, and some of it is how I've done the navigation. It's really around navigation.
So,
and there's some blocks. Go ahead.
Your alignment of text, you don't have to do that anymore. So if you're doing a text box right here, let me.
Yeah, I know.
Zoom in.
I know. Right there.
Yep.
Yeah, I know. I've been using that to do my optimization of just laying out the text.
Yeah.
But there's certain things like navigation, like
the order of it.
My desktop navigation, like I have, instead of a phone number, I have a click to call button that shows up. So
well, and this right here, I want it to show on the right-hand side here, but I don't want it to show below the buttons. I want it to show in between, like on mobile, I would want it to show under the paragraph above the buttons or something. Like I wouldn't want it to be below the buttons because it's going to look weird on mobile.
And we were talking, I think Pat and I were talking about this, is that in Bootstrap, there used to be a class that you could, depending upon the viewport, right, move that video. Typically, the way that falls is that video is going to go underneath, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right goes under there. But there is a class in Bootstrap that would take that video and put it above in mobile viewport. So there's things like that. I'm waiting to get added to the builder. Other than that, I'm quite happy with it. I'm building some nice sites with it.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, I really like the builder.
It's my favorite builder out of all of them I've used.
Yeah, well, you get people in the group that are like, it's horrible. I'm like, it's not horrible. It builds. It's a decent.
Yeah, and they're just like there is nothing faster than HighLevel, especially
I built things. I built things way faster than they're
going.
Well, that's why I want to. I want to explore the Cloudflare, and because sometimes I still see a lag, and I think it's a function of Firebase, right? That's where the problem is, where pages are taking on my desktop and on a very fast internet connection. It's taking 2 seconds to load, and it shouldn't be taking 2 seconds to load. Is this your site?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Pinnacle. All right. Yeah. Right. So and again, those optimization is available on on the pay plan, like the $25 a month pay plan.
Some of them are, but a lot of them are on the free, but some of them are restricted to the paid plan.
Okay.
You get a lot with the free tier.
You do. And I just like, I tell people, go into, take everything you can out of your tracking code if you're using it, and the CSS, take out, like I took out a lot of animations and everything that are on the images, because I was like, this isn't, okay, yes, it looks pretty flipping to the left, but it doesn't really need it.
I mean,
so just minimizing your JavaScript, I mean, because like what I would, in the video I posted,
how much, well, isn't the JavaScript minimized that they use?
Yeah, but you can still, I mean, there's a lot, and this is one thing that they were talking about on one of the town halls that possibly exposing is unused JavaScript. So like it's sitting there, but it's not being actively called. So it's like you just get rid of it. It's all it's doing is killing your load time. So yeah, if I go into here, I can see.
So how they plan on? They're gonna lazy load JavaScript?
No, so they're gonna basically you'll be able to go in and see a report of unused JavaScript.
Okay.
Because they have all that data already. I mean, it's all exposed through Google.
Oh, so their library. So they're gonna do a custom library, JavaScript library, specifically for their build?
They're just gonna highlight, just like you do in Inspect, where you can see what's used and what's not used.
Yeah.
They're gonna expose the same thing. They're gonna say, hey, this script is not being called. Now, we're not gonna tell you what this script is. We're just telling you that this script is not called in your website, yet it's sitting here.
Okay, so this is scripting that you've added yourself.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about their view scripting, their front end stuff that's bogging crap down.
Oh yeah, like this right here.
Yeah, they have a lot. Yeah, they have a lot of stuff.
Like this
they
right here.
Yeah. That was saying they get a bunch of crap in there that needs to be cleaned out.
But yeah, that's what they're going to do. They're going to expose that so that way, because what's happened is you look a year ago to today, okay, how much JavaScript and CSS did we have to use a year ago to get half the functionality out of these pages that is now native?
Mm-hmm.
The problem is people have gone in and deleted the elements and put in a native element, but they're not going back and taking out all the CSS and JavaScript that made that original custom element work. So now you've got these piles of code sitting on these pages that aren't even being utilized at all. Because think of image sliders. Think how much code goes into just a 4 or 5 image slider, depending on how it's coded. Because there's definitely more than one way to do it.
Yep.
And some of those, if they did it the old school way, good Lord. I mean, that's 50, 75, 100 lines of code, depending on how many images are there. If they did any formatting or stylizing of it, you're easily 100 plus lines of code. If they're an old school person, I mean, it's probably how I would build it because that's what I know,
Yeah.
And now they've removed it, but all that script is sitting there, stylizing this thing that's not even there anymore.
I go through and I remove my stuff. I'm pretty anal about that.
Well, nobody comments. Like you see it all the time, even in agency settings. Just think about how bad it looks in websites. No one comments out their stuff anymore. They just, let me grab this code. That'll work. They slap it in there. And then a week later, they can't even tell you what that code's for. They just know it's there. It's doing something. I put it there for a reason.
Hey, to switch subjects, does SaaS Pro have some type? I know the dashboard, the sub-account dashboard is way more detailed, right? Compared to the agency dashboard, unlimited agency dashboard. So you
Okay.
get to you actually, yeah, 'cause agency has very limited data you get at the on the sub
Yeah.
account dash. As far as you look at each of the sub accounts, you get a lot of data like their usage and all the app usage points in Pro. Is there a report or a way to create a report to quickly identify low low users that are using the platform?
No, but they are coming out with that. That was something I asked him about because I'm like, even if I have an account manager, it's kind of retarded for them to go in here and have to manually figure out who's not using the system.
Exactly.
Like you're already doing the data aggregation and the report because I don't know how it is on lower. I've always been on SaaS mode, so I don't know how the other plans are.
There's no reporting.
So on the SaaS mode, it automatically generates a report and sends it to the user.
Yes.
And I'm like, you're already doing this. The data's already there. I just need it from like an agency standpoint. Who's low utilization? Who's high utilization based on
rules?
Yeah, whatever. Or it doesn't. Where'd he go? He disappeared.
Well, he just disappeared. Steve just disappeared. Maybe his power went out again.
But yeah, that was my thing. Even if it doesn't, like, I don't even care if it has rules. If it just says, well, chances are, they don't have as many texts or emails or phone calls going through. I mean, you can tell, like, who's obviously using the system less than the next person based on kind of common sense metrics. So I don't care about rules if it can just kind of order them that way. At least I can say, okay, let's just focus on the top 5. Everybody after that's good. Let's just focus on the top 5 and keep them happy.
Yeah.
So they are supposed to be coming out with it. Something for it.
Good stuff.
More agency. Because I told them we just need more insight from an agency standpoint. I can't be sitting here like trying to run down data. That's crazy. When it's data you're already reporting.
I'd rather be able to get a report like, hey, this person's not using their system at all. So they're at risk of churning on you. And you want to pop in and go, hey, what's going on? What can we help you with? How are you got any questions? So anybody else that's, got a lot of texting and emails going on, then well, they're probably using it.
Yeah. Yeah, or I also said, we need to expose the last login. We need, that is important data to know. So yeah, they're supposed to be, everybody that was on that town hall from the team said, yeah, those are great points. Like that is, we definitely see how that could be utilized at an agency point. I'm like, yeah. How else am I supposed to know if they're logging in or not? I have no freaking clue.
Yeah.
So. Oh, there he is. He's back.
My computer just decides to shut off every once in a while.
Does it do it regularly?
Yeah, it's starting to do it more and more.
Is it? You're on a PC, right?
Yeah, I have a Dell XPS. Nice, really nice computer. And
that's the problem.
What?
It's Windows.
Well, you'll never see me on a Mac. Sorry. Never, ever in a million years. I will be there. So where were we before
when I get my new studio, I'm going to mail you my M2.
I am a Windows person to the day I die.
Oh.
Here, Steve. Here.
It'll be sooner 100%. Rather than later if you keep using Windows.
It's just the damn thing just goes out. Anyways, where were we? We were talking about
agency level reporting. So they are talking about coming out to where basically they take the same metrics and create an agency report so we can see low utilization, high utilization, so we can kind of get some preemptive exposure as to who may churn or who is more likely to churn based on lack of usage, and also exposing the last login.
Yeah, that is.
We can see who's like number of active users in that sub account or something. Like we need transparency into how many people are logging in. Is anybody logging into the sub account? Like,
yeah,
yes, there's activity, but it's all through workflows. Is anybody actually logging in?
Yeah.
Because if I see a low activity, but there's people logging in all the time, well, then I know that they probably just need training.
Yeah.
Or like they're trying to figure it out. They're just not.
Yeah.
Or they're getting no leads, which is not my problem, but you know.
No, at the same time, you want to make sure that as I pursue the whole SaaS model, this was like one of the big glaring things that stuck out at me is that, okay, to mitigate churn, you need to be very proactive to making sure that they're getting the best out of this. To some degree. I mean, that's why I would say, how they put in scoring engine for leads, right? Well, I think there needs to be some type of scoring, approach to the reporting where you have your KPIs for someone who's high at churn, high at, dropping their account, and mine could be different than yours. So, but yeah, that's good. I mean, that was at least one thing. You can at least look at the dashboard, right? And the sub account dashboard and look at their usage. But any timeline on when that report will be?
No.
Okay.
Because it wasn't even really like on the radar.
Really?
Well, it probably was somewhere, but once I brought up and explained like the use case of it from a SaaS point, they're like, okay, yeah, that makes complete freaking sense. Like, why wouldn't we do that? Yeah. And the data's already there. So it's just a matter of them figuring out how to deliver it to an agency level instead of a sub account level. So it's not that big of a deal for them.
In the UX, it's a tab. High churn. Click. Here's a list of your accounts that are high churn based on rules.
Maybe, yeah. I don't know. I just like them to order it based on common sense rules at first. Like get version 1 out. Like just give me the ability to order my sub accounts in some kind of
order.
Low usage statistic based on whatever, communication, whatever. I don't care. Just give me some metric and then I can figure it out from there. And that can be the skateboard version. And then we can enhance on user feedback from that point. I
agree.
But yeah. So
what was your big takeaway on the social media town hall today? What was your big?
I really pressed them on like Cloud Campaign is still like the leader in social media scheduling. They really are. They've got a solid, it's got its problems. Don't get me wrong. That company and that software has its problems. But it's stupid intuitive, and they have got some hellacious reporting. And I told them, I said, there's agencies ready to jump ship. You've just got to give them the right reasons to. Like, you got to get this reporting in. But they are going to be looking into, so if maybe Q1, Q2, this is what I'm actually excited about. So they're going to be rolling out social analytics in Q1. Q1, Q2, they're going to look into setting global UTM standards. So that way, and link shorteners. Once that happens, then they can pull in the Google Analytics reporting that's already in HighLevel and layer it on top of the social analytics. And since you can set up global rules for your UTM parameters, like post it to this platform, this is the content ID, and whatever, that's all going to be standardized. That your referral traffic reporting is going to be accurate. So being able to overlay that report is huge, especially for like social media managers or anything like that. I mean, that's just huge. They are going to be adding Pinterest, but it's on kind of like the back burner. I'm not.
I saw you push it in Alignable.
Well, so I pushed the ability to send us an email, like to be able to add an other platform, and it basically pushed to an email the image and the copy. So for all these off platform, whether it's threads, alignable, whatever, all these off platforms that don't integrate with anything, at least you're still getting an email that you can, you know, if you can do it right on your phone. You got the mobile app, go into the email, save the image to your device, copy the text, jump into the mobile app, and post it. You're done in like 2 seconds. Not a big deal. But at least you're getting an email. You're getting something to notify you that, hey, this is posted on your other networks. If you want, here it is. And you can easily copy and paste it to all your off network, you know, that don't integrate with anything. I said it'd be really sweet if it would do not only email, but Slack or something like, you know.
I was watching you like, it was like 5 minutes just on Alignable. I was like, yeah, he's trying to get Alignable in there.
Well, she thought that I was trying to do something totally different, like push it to an email that would then go to the off network, like some crazy automation. I'm like, no. Like nobody integrates with these things. Like we know that's a limit. We're just saying, can you put it in our hands nice and easy so we can manually post it? Like, we just need the reminder. Like, we're not going to remember at 2:32 to post something on there unless we get an email or a notification about it. Then if we're not busy, yeah, we may take 2 minutes to copy and paste it if it's easy enough.
So what is
Cloud Campaign does that, and it's nice for platforms like that.
So what's there going to be their skateboard MVP for Canva? I couldn't follow her on that a little bit.
So they are going to look, I sent them a recording of how Cloud Campaign's doing it. The big thing is that we want to make sure they're not going to do a real skateboard version of that. Basically, Canva has 2 integrations, 2 different APIs that you can call. One's kind of a lazy, one's Canva. And that's one thing we were pushing them on. Like, we need access. When you say create with Canva, we need Canva to open up in a modal on top where we can see our projects, we can see our color palettes, our brand guides, and everything. We need all of that there. We need Canva, not some like, no access to your account. You're just using Canva tools.
Yeah.
That's not what people want. They want Canva. So I recorded a screen recording going through it in Cloud Campaign and send it over to Pooja. And I think they're going to roll out that same style integration that Cloud Campaign does. So
basically, it's going to open up a modal with
because it's going to be a full blown. Yeah, I'll show you what it looks like.
Yeah, because Canva right now, I use Canva desktop app. So I'm assuming that's what's going to happen. You click on the Canva.
Very similar.
Basically, a modal is going to open up with Canva inside the modal. So you can go to your projects. You could go to any templates. You can do whatever you need to do in there.
Yeah. So this is Cloud Campaign. So if I want to create a new content, I go add images, design custom media with Canva. We'll do Instagram post 1080 by 1080. Get this little Canva animation as it's because it's actually loading Canva.
Yeah,
and here you go. Yeah, but you get access to projects, all the tools, and you know, all previous media and everything. You log into your actual account.
Yeah.
What we wanted to make sure is that they weren't going to load the lightweight version of this.
Yeah. Good.
Because that's pointless. Yeah. So the nice thing is with the way Cloud Campaign has done it, and this is one thing I'm really hoping they'll do. So I've got this image here, and let's say I want to make all of these blue. Okay. So save media, preparing your design, and it pulls it straight in.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll go ahead and click next step. Save content, and then if we go in here, if I click on this, I can edit. I hit the pencil, it pulls it back open in
the
Canva to that existing piece of content, so I can just change it. So think of like recurring events.
Yep.
If all you need to change is just the date.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, this needs to be a thing that you do. Like that is wicked useful when it comes to recurring items. So, so yeah, they're gonna work on.
Did I see in last week's town hall for AI that they're actually adding a prompt? They're going to give us prompt and conversations.
Yeah,
that's coming. Like
they're going to expose the prompt. Yep, they'll be exposing the prompt. And actually, let's see here. I think I've got screenshots from that one. Let's see.
So you'll be able to set a persona, you think, with that prompt being exposed finally? Because that's always been my biggest pet peeve, is that you can't set a persona. And say, ask these questions in this order. And when I listen to you, and I understand your situation where, exposing the prompt to a non-technical person could really present some problems. I get that.
Yeah, here,
Pat, what are you working on?
Oh, I was just messaging a buddy of mine. He's I gave him a free location in HighLevel because he has a piece of property and his wife does these quilting retreats. And so he bought himself a WordPress site and a bunch of server stuff. And I'm like, no, I got you all set up, dude. And then he went on this big long cruise for like a month and was out of the country. And then he came back and then he was like, hey, can HighLevel run Node.js because I had this guy build the website, but it all runs on Node.js and it takes a lot of server stuff. And I was like, what the hell are you doing? I told you I would put your site. It's like literally like a 3-page site with quilts on it. And this some dude
and he built it with
built a server like a big server with Node.js and running the site and he's like, can you migrate that over? It's like, I'll tell you what, I'm phoning it in the rest of the week. I'm literally out of F's. My bucket is empty, so I'm coasting to Christmas. I will put up your site tomorrow. Like, will it look just like this other site? I guarantee you, it will look exactly like what he built you.
All right, what are we looking at here, Charles?
Oh my God.
So this is coming appointment booking using conversation AI. So this is going to be a new action coming. So you'll be able to utilize the power of conversation AI to book appointments within workflows. And it's going to come with these 3 branches as default: timeout, appointment booked, and appointment not booked. Yeah, so you'll be able to do that. And then Q1, edit and manage the prompt.
Yes.
Change intent to support when appointment is already booked. So it's actually going to look into that contact to see if they already have an appointment and automatically defer to support.
Man, we'll be able to build actual booking stuff in HighLevel without having to do all the crazy crap.
And then you'll be able to manually replace. You'll be able to set up a default for the replace. I don't have enough information. So that way you can put in your own verbiage there to try to get more information out of them instead of just saying that. Replace the appointment confirmation message sent by the bot. That's kind of following the same thought process of changing the name of the button on the calendar.
Yeah.
Working hours for the bot, so you can put it to sleep during the day but have it running at night. Instead of booking links, send a custom link or web URL. So, and then add to a workflow tag and stop responding custom intent.
Oh, that's good. That's
huge.
So this is all coming out Q1.
That makes all everything that I built basically like that's
null and void.
Obsolete, and they put it in there now.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Yep. So, and after talking to him, so I had a call with the project manager on this, and he said, I said, there's a lot of people that are still trying to build. He said, yeah, I know. He said, basically, they left it the way it was is because they wanted to get as many of the bugs worked out with something that was set in stone that nobody could manipulate. So they had like their control data, basically, if you want to think of it that way. They needed a lot of control data to make sure that it was as optimized as possible. Now that they've kind of done the control data part, now they're going to start getting into variable data, and that's why they're opening up the prompt. Because then what they'll do is they will look at the accounts that are utilizing it, that are getting the best appointment set, and they will then take those prompts, combine them into kind of a master prompt as a template for the people that don't want to do prompting. They will have
library
templates
prompts.
of correct. I mean, it's flat out genius on their part. I mean, when he told me, I was like, oh, well, that makes all the freaking sense in the world. Hell yeah. Go for it.
Use the data.
That kills having to use Zapier and all the other junk. And yeah, I mean, that'll be so nice. So nice.
Yep.
Pat, have you learned something yet? Stop creating.
Hey, you know what? I needed when you need it, and HighLevel didn't have it. Like, let's say, I don't know, like all the way back in January when I had AI review responses, and it's posting to the Facebook page and the Google with a custom image and SEO loaded content. They're just now coming out with it. I needed it back then. I built it. Now it's sunsetted, and HighLevel's actually, I mean, I swear that HighLevel's copying what I'm doing. That's all there is to it.
So the moral of the story is focus on sales, and then they will catch up.
Right. Yep.
Because Charles, you're not a developer, right?
Hell no.
You're not an agency, are you?
Nope.
And how many counts you got, buddy?
Well, I've done 14 so far this month.
Okay. So I like your model.
Oh, I do too.
So here's
that's why I'm moving that way as fast as I can.
So listen to this. So I woke up this morning because I'm getting ready to build my site for SaaS, and I said, I'm going to be doing a ton of cold calling, like literally 4 or 5 hours a week of a day of cold calling, and I don't have a problem with it, right? If you give me a clear-cut path to do something and demoing software, and one of the complaints you're going to have is like, you probably get a lot of calls like this every day. Yep. It says, what if I could show you, if you gave me a 15-minute demo, how we could like take all your spam calls you get every day from salespeople and turn it down to like 90%. We could do that. It says, yeah, we could do that for you. They could be done with an IVR. Literally build them an IVR and like, yeah, I don't fit that box, but I'm all other calls. All other calls never gets to a live receptionist. Never. Ever. That's the one that goes into voicemail hell. So I just feel that 14 accounts this week alone, right?
No, this month.
Okay.
This month.
So if you
we've had, how many working days have we had?
Not even 14 days.
This month? No, we've had.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've had 14 days as of today. We've had 14.
So you've made a sale a day.
Yeah.
So if you could do 30 sales or 20 sales a month, and you're stacking $300 bills every month, very doable. Very doable.
Then I get them into my virtual assistant services.
Yes, and that, my friend, you have to share.
That's the icing on the cake.
Well, you need to share that.
We will.
You need to be making that white label.
Well,
just like a Stengley.
Here's the deal. I am working with another provider. I'm in talks with another provider in providing virtual assistant services to agencies.
What's his name? Because I might be talking to the same guy.
No, you're not.
Pakistani?
No.
Pakistan?
No.
All right.
No. No, you're not.
Because that's going to help with churn, right? If you can give business owners a low-cost solution to help them with their customization, right? Where I won't get involved for nothing less than $100 an hour. Nothing less than 100, typically 150 an hour. So when you can give someone access to an $8 or $9 an hour person who's just as versed as I am in the platform, or even Pat, and can do these custom flows, where's the big thing? That's huge. So yes, get that built because I'll be the first one to plug on. That whitelist list thing. What's your take on that? You were on that call last week.
Whitelist listing?
Yeah. So
you have to give me more than that.
Oh, what the hell is it called? They just relaunched it. It was their own in-house lead gen service for $150 a month. You got 1,000 credits. It pulled again.
WhiteLevel Suite.
Yeah, WhiteLevel Suite pulled against GMB.
Like, what the hell are you talking about?
It's pulled against white.
Yeah, I know.
Right?
It's white something, and it generates a list. I get it.
They do the 20 free leads type of a model. So you can call them and go, I'm going to give you 20 free leads, and you basically scrape leads, send them leads into their location.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're using Google Business API, which that's what I use in my software I developed. And then they have a direct integration into, it looks like LinkedIn for consumer data. That's where it's
they're Google dorking. I mean, it's basically Google dorking LinkedIn data.
What do you mean Google dorking? I've never heard the term dorking.
Really?
No, I've never heard of it.
Oh, yeah. Google dorking is basically making Google into whatever kind of search engine that you want by giving it query parameters in the search to be able to filter down to specific data sets and extrapolate tables from it.
Okay,
like you can integrate it into Google Sheets, and you can get a whole Google Sheet filled with data siphoned off of LinkedIn or what other.
Well, to get access to that LinkedIn data, you gotta be logged in.
No, not always. Not always.
It depends on you do like site.
Depends on their profile.
All right, so this is scraped data then.
Yeah.
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 Okay, so it's scraped data from the SERPs.
Mm-hmm.
And so I didn't realize that. I thought they were actually doing an API hook into.
Nobody hooks into LinkedIn. Nobody.
Okay, I was wondering if that was the case because I thought that was
LinkedIn has just started developing their API.
All right, so the only way they can
for non-ad related. Okay, so anything that wasn't ad related, they did have an API for their ads. They've had that. They've never had APIs for anything else. That's why all the platforms are like, go grab your search URL, plug it into our surf software, and we'll all they're doing is scraping the data off of the actual result page.
Okay, so
there's no actual integration because LinkedIn's never offered it.
All right, so they're scraping SERPs, so they need to be using proxies to scrape Google in that depth. They're going to be using some like Scrape Owl or something like that.
I don't know.
Well, because
have to go, guys, but it was nice to meet y'all.
Yep.
And I'm going to come back next week.
We're probably going to shut down here in a second.
Yeah, we're shutting down. We're running late.
Yeah.
Bye.
All right,
Bye.
see you later.
I have no idea what they're doing or how they're doing it.
Okay. All right, that's good to know. Because
my thing is always says the ends justify the means. Like, I don't give it. I don't care if you're wearing yellow or white socks if you win the race.
I see that makes sense.
As long as you win the race.
I see that makes sense because I can get B2B data easily. I built that scraper. Shit. 7 years ago. So yeah, like that's never been a problem. It was the consumer data that really got me interested because some of the niches like real estate agents, financial planners, mortgage people, getting that B2C data is something that would be very useful to them.
Yeah, I don't think they do B2C.
It's not really B2C though. It's I mean, you're scraping LinkedIn, and you're not going to get real B2C data from LinkedIn.
No.
You're just not. It's really, honestly, made for B2B. It is not a B2C play.
Yeah.
If it was a B2C, I'd use it. But I'm not, even though I sell B2B, I'm not really looking for B2B customers. I'm looking more as a B2C because I'm connecting with them on a different. I find it's an easier way for me to get into the business connecting B2C than trying to connect B2B, which seems weird, but it works.
Well, time out. You're on Alignable. Alignable, to my understanding, is a B2B.
Yeah, it is, but it isn't. It is very much customer like.
It's low. It's small business.
Right. Yeah. I mean, you're dealing with a lot of entrepreneurs, and they're not business. That's not B2B. That's B2C. You're talking to a consumer. You're not talking to a business.
Yeah, I know
yeah. So
I agree.
It's just, and even on the B2B side, I found it's easier to connect with them as if they were a B2C and let them pull me into the B2B. I just find it's I don't ever run into that whole problem. Oh, well, I gotta, talk to so-and-so, and we gotta run it up to flagpole and all this other shit. I've never heard that the whole time I've been running this agency, but I've never went straight to the business like traditional B&B. I always approach it from a B2C side, and the C takes me to the B. But I don't have any interference that way because they have that relationship and I have the relationship with them. Mm-hmm. And so inherently, the B trusts me because of them.
Would you say the vast majority of businesses come through Alignable at this point?
No, I would say Alignable and Alignable and Facebook are probably even. And then website traffic, organic traffic.
Really? So all your
lot of traffic.
So all your blogging has really paid off.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Oh, and we're posting all the time.
So what's the new thing on blogs?
Pat's gonna kill you here in a second.
I know that. So but I understand it's an hour later for me here. So
well, yeah. But I'm ready to go offline.
Well, here's the last question. And I asked, but thanks, Charles. Completely forgotten it now. You jackass. What the hell was it?
Wow.
Must not have been that important.
It's crazy. It's past Steve's bedtime.
No, it was actually a really important question. What was it? Anyways, okay. It'll hit me, or I'll ping you in the morning. Hey, are we having next Tuesday? We doing a call on Tuesday since it's
probably,
the day after?
Yeah. I mean, I don't see why not.
Okay.
Gonna be well, no way. Is this the day after Christmas?
Yeah.
Yes.
I was on a call today, and they were talking about the next one was scheduled for January 2nd, and they were like, someone said, yeah, we may want to push it off, and we're like, why? Well, New Year's, and if you're still hungover, I'm like, listen, if you're still hungover on January 2nd, you had one hell of a New Year's Eve on the 31st. Yeah. Like 2 days later, you're still hungover. I think you should be all right. I think
I've been in that position maybe once before. That was a long time ago.
That was a long time. Well, this was a guy in his late 40s. I'm like, dude, come on. 2 days later, you're still gonna be hungover. We're not in college anymore.
New Year's Eve, you go to the party, and then you wake up a week later, and you're half naked in Vegas.
Good Lord.
Someone just said hi to you.
Top line emails. Says hi,
what's
Pat.
Going on?
Hey Pat, this is what's going on? This is Richard. Yeah, I changed my name on Zoom because this is my team's account. But
gotcha.
Yeah. You helped me with the cold email snapshot like last year.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember.
I think
have a question.
Yeah.
Has anything changed? Like, can I still go back and use it, or do I need to
Yeah, you can still go back and use it. We've made some very minor changes along the way, but like, you still have got access to, the most recent version. So you just load it up and let it rip.
Sweet. All right, that's all I wanted to know.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, we're using GoHighLevel again for our cold email stuff because yeah, I mean we're onboarding clients to other softwares, but like it's such a pain in the ass to get their stuff to work with like a CRM. They're gonna build the zaps and it's all that. So it's just it's all
like
this operational crap that kind of piles up. So we're just like, you know what? Let's just use GoHighLevel. It ain't broken. Let's just use Pat Snapshot and just
there you go.
onboard everyone into it. So
Problem
solved. There you go.
We've processed. I think we've actually looked in our database one day, and we have processed about spun about over 1.2 million emails in the database. So it works.
Nice, man. Yeah, what we did is we got a custom language model to like define the leads and to write all the personalizations with their own AI.
Cool.
And yeah, I mean the spin tax was really useful when we had it, but
good.
Yeah, we've come a long way since the last time we've talked, man. I'd love to catch up sometime.
Yeah, I'd like to see what you're doing with it.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, man. Sounds good.
Cool. All right, Pat.
Well, yeah. Next week, jump on a little earlier.
Yeah, I just saw this.
Been on about like 2 hours.
Yeah.
So.
All right, Pat. Thank you so much, you guys.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah. See you guys later. All right. Until next week, I guess the day after Christmas. So.
Adios, everybody.
It's been real. Take care, Jay.
Everybody be safe. You bet.
Later. Bye.